So first thing first, thank you for spending your weekend, all right, with me for a quick one. So today we will be doing the very first exams seminar um revision, I would say, consider. And for today, we will be mainly focused on our Team 9 Science and Technology. And with this, we actually derive with a bunch of word maps, all right, like what we've done in our normal class, which is convenient. Okay, but before everything else, let me just quickly tell you the agenda of the day and also to quickly bring you on the overview for SPM. So for the very first part, I just want to tell you that today we will be mainly focused on three parts. One is our word map, which what I've mentioned earlier is a series of words that is related to the topic of science and technology. It's useful for the essay related with science and technology, so you can use for either factual essay, things like that. However, of course, it's not just restricted to science and technology related essay. It's just that it's easier for you to use. So in the future, if you have any science and technology related topic, then you immediately can know that you can use all these words lah. All right. After that, we will be focusing on our guided writing, which is your paper 2, part 2. All right. Then we will be looking into our paper 1 answering techniques. I will also bring you the paper 2 model papers sample questions a bit to show you if it's for a certain format, what is the format that you need to take note of lah. Okay, so paper 1 not to do now in the class, but just to show you or tell you at least for each 5 sections, what are things or tips and tricks that you need to take note of. Okay, then we move on to this overview part. So total, there will be 4 papers for you to attend to. But of course, in normal class and also for today's class, we will be only focusing on our reading and also writing part. All right, so for your reading part, 5 sections, and each sections you will need to take note of something. Later I will bring you through in the paper 1 techniques portion, but only it will only help you to get 40 marks full. All right. Meanwhile, for writing portion, you will need to know that you have 3 sections. The first one is your short message, which is either the message or like your email or postcard or either other format. All right, but the most popular one will still be message and also for your email. All right, we have our guided writing, mainly the factual essays. All right, and the very last one is going to be your extended writing, where you need to do your formatted essay. Most of the time is your article, review, report. All right, you will have review essay. Okay, and also the narrative essay. Either you have to complete the essay with a liner, right, that is like for your story writing, or end something with a liner, or they just ask you to write something that you regret the most or things like that, then you have to write. But mainly narrative essay is story writing lah. Okay, so this one contributes 60 marks for you. So here is already 100 marks. All right, whereas for your speaking part and your listening part, although we did not exactly bring you through in the normal classes, all right, but just to also let you know that most of the time speaking part there is 3 sections. So the first part and the second part is mostly individual one, and for the discussion part is grouped discussion things. It can help you to contribute 34 marks. It's only 12 minutes, and the listening one I would say it's very similar to your reading portion. It's just that this one you need to listen to a dialogue or a certain materials, and then you'll need to answer accordingly. Your dialogues, monologues, narrative monologues, and dialogue interview. So there will be things that you need to answer to it. So this one is 30 marks. Okay. So although we did not bring you through this, I would say that for Form 5, we will be prepping you this more with extra materials. So if you are interested to know all these too, right, I would encourage you to go on YouTube and see if there's any SPM based practice that some of the school teacher that's been uploaded into the YouTube lah. Okay, but anyhow, today we focus on these two. And another thing to tell you is that for our grammar guide, all right, for your Form 4 level, we will need to at least reach your B1 CEFL level, and also the, if possible, reach the B2 CEFL level. So what is it about? This is actually basically the difficulties of the words that you use, or how can you demonstrate your grammar knowledge or your other like organization skill or that in your essay writing. Okay, so we will compare side to side one by one. So the very first part is your sentence structure. If it's B1 level, you will only be demonstrating your complex sentence with one subordinate clause. Okay, and you can use who, which, that in your sentence. So complex sentence is when you use independent sentence plus dependent sentence and use things like your if, since, all right, your I saw a wobble. All right, this one is your I saw a wobble, which is your if, since, although, while, after, when, okay, yada yada, things like that. So all these clauses, all right. But if you want to reach your B2 level, you will need to be able to demonstrate multiple sentence structure, and for complex sentence wise, you need to use more than one subordinate clause in one sentence. All right. Able to use words like where, whose, when, and can use participle clause describing action with ing. So your past participle clause, okay, will need to be able to be used. All right. Later on, we will be demonstrating a bit, but in our normal class, usually I will teach you all based on our B2 level, so do not too worry about it. Just want you to be very aware on this. Then moving forward, when you are trying to prep or trying to do revision, not only just try to work on it based on B1 criteria, but also B2 criteria. Okay, moving on to the second row, we have our present and our present, past, and future tense. Okay, use zero and first conditional, but for this one is present, perfect continuous and past perfect, second and third conditional, and simple passive. So the zero, first, second, and third conditional, don't worry, all this is the grammar knowledge I will be eventually teaching you in the normal class. Okay, then for your model verbs, you are able to use or demonstrate shall, can, may, will. I won't go through everything, but B2, you will need to try to use ought to, especially for your factual essay, right? And the very last row here, okay, if possible, try to use things like addition, sequence. Addition means you need to use also, all right? Sequence means like first and foremost, in the first place. Contrast, on the other hand, on the flip side. So this word can be used, but if you want to reach B2 level, all right, you need to have addition, cause, and effect, all right? Contrast, however, and also sequence and time at a later date, things like that. All right, spoken discourse anyway, by the way, spoken discourse, as I was saying, so this one is for your speaking test. All right, explicit, got to go, sounds good. And vague language, I think you know, for B2 level, we don't demonstrate that unless you're trying to do short message. Okay, so try to aim for this B2 level. In normal class, all the sample essay that or all the verb map that we have provided to you is all to prep you for B2 level. Okay, so when you're doing revision, you need to be very sure that what are the criteria that you need to check off for that lah. So that is for our first page. Now let's move on to our second page, which is our word map portion. All right, as what I've mentioned earlier, all this word is to prep you for your science and technology related essay. All right, very useful. And for this, it's convenient. So convenient, when we talk about convenience, we know that it is easy. Likely it's simple. All right. And you will need to felt like it's very important for your day-to-day living. Okay, so what are the things that can bring you convenience? Definitely for now, it's our technology creation, but I would say invention. So related essay that will be part of these keywords, right? We will have things like our e-commerce platform, all right, online platform, online shopping. Will be things like your smartphone vs your normal phone. We will have essay that is related to electronic gadget. Let me think what else. I think the most common one or the most popular one will be under this three lah. So e-commerce platform ask you to write about the benefits of shopping online as compared to the traditional one. All right, smartphones vs no smartphones, or like apps in the smartphones, they might be doing that as well. Electronic gadget for maybe online learning, your tablet, your smartphone, your laptop. So this will be talking about convenience, like easy, simple, all right, day to day. So this will be things that you need to take note of. And with convenience, okay, this is actually an abbreviation for it, right? We will be branching out to different words. So in total, we prep 10 for you. Okay, in total, we prep 10 for you. So if you've done this portion, I'll count down in 5 seconds, and we'll move on to the next part. Okay, if there's any questions, do let me know. Nice one. Then I don't even have to count. Let's move on to this portion right away. So like what I've mentioned earlier, convenient is actually an abbreviation. So the first word is actually related to very modern with all newest features. Okay, so try to use this in your factual essay. Try to use this in your factual essay. And this word is our cutting edge. Write it down. Cutting edge. All right, so cutting edge means very modern with all newest features, as if it is able to transform a certain era because it's so good, it's so advanced. All right, cutting edge. So moving on to the next one. So usually cutting edge we pair up with that cutting edge technology, things like that, cutting edge invention. All right, moving on to the second one. If you want to talk about things that is very good, extremely good, or you want to say that you are it is able to allow you to feel unrestricted or free, this is off the chain. Off the chain. So some we actually has already gone through in our normal class, but I'm trying to compile it together for you for this seminar so that you understand better how can you use in the science and technology manner. All right. So off the chain means very good. All right. Unrestricted and free. Then we move on to the third one, not likely to happen. If you want to talk about things that is not likely to happen, this is an idiomatic expression that you can use, which is called not in a month of, not in a month of Sunday. Not in a month of Sundays. So you can imagine Sunday is a rest day, all right? But this happened for a month, so likely not to happen. So you need to see how can you understand it in a very, I would say, make sense manner. Then you can eventually remember this word and in the future able to use it in your exam. Okay, so not in a month of Sundays. Moving on to the next one, the fourth one. If you want to talk about it is exactly what is needed, all right, you can say it's the very. All right, everything. So most of the time in the front, you will also add the. The very thing. Okay, the very thing means the thing that you exactly needed. All right, exactly needing. Next one, we have our fifth one. Everyone's like different things. If you want to talk about everyone have their own opinion, preferences, you can say that each. Why is it keep on going down? All right, each. Two. Either you use his or her own. Okay, means everyone will just follow their own preferences, all right? Do things based on their own preference. So everyone likes different things, each to his or her own. Okay, next one. If you want to talk about something unpleasant but must be accepted in order to achieve a particular result, all right. Saying about the modern invention causing the environment pollution, maybe you can use this term, which is it is necessary evil. All right, necessary evil. Here you will need to add a necessary evil. Okay, a necessary evil. We then move on to the next one. If you want to talk about it is something that is making a good situation even better. So it's already good, but it top up your good. So it means double happiness. All right. It is the icing. Okay, on the cake. Let me write down the article for you as well. So the icing on the cake. Did I spell it wrong? No. Oh, good. Okay. So if I'm too fast or too slow, do let me know. If you have any questions, do stop me in the middle of the discussion, yeah? So we go on to our next one, the 8th words that we need to be learning today. If you want to talk about every good thing has an unpleasant side, I think this one I've brought up in our normal class, all right, about roles. Do you still remember it? Will you able to tell me about it? Do you still remember? Every good thing have their bad sides as well. So that means everything have their own two sides, but it's meant to be used after you talk about all the benefits. Then you say, oh, however, got bad one, then you go on. But instead of like, however, bad one, or you want to use on the flip side, you can use this instead. Are you able to remember it? Very good. Yes, every rose has done. All right. And the opposite one, if you want to talk about if you want to talk about every bad thing has a pleasant side, then it will be every cloud has its silver lining. Okay, so let me also give you the opposite of it. So here, if you want to talk about the opposite, okay, it is every clouds silver lining. Okay, you tell me first. Uh, my bad. Help it out as and instead of use a. Right. Moving on to our next one. We continue to our normal one. So N. All right. So convenient. This is the second last one. If you want to talk about the thing seems very pleasant or attractive at first, but eventually, okay, it revealed itself as a very horrible situation or very horrible. Or you want to talk about a person that is sweet at first glance, but is evil. All right. So this one is actually derived or I think made famous by Taylor Swift's song. Okay. So this is actually your nightmare dressed like a daydream. Okay? Nightmare dressed like a daydream. So this is about, it seems like it's good, but eventually you found out it's bad. All right. It's rotten inside. So nightmare dressed like a daydream. And the very last one here, this is very useful to talk about the best invention, something that is thought to be very good. Okay, it can be person as well, but most of the time they use for invention. You can say it is the best thing since sliced bread. The best thing since sliced bread. Um, Okay. Maybe just zoom out a bit so for you to able to see the whole thing. So convenient, branch out with cutting edge off the chain, not in a month of Sundays. The very thing, each to his or her own, a necessary evil, the icing on the cake. Every rose has its thorn, a nightmare dressed like a daydream, and also the best thing since sliced bread. Okay, so some of them we already tried to use them in our normal classes, or we already conducted or used in it. All right. Hopefully this can help you to understand what are the better words for you to use in your science and technology. Hi, Chinket. Okay, so Chinket, since you're late, I need to move on to our sample sentence already. Okay, he's now not here. Good one. So that's all so far so good. Any questions before I move on to the next part? No? Cool. So let's move on to this. Of course, as usual, after I teach you all the new words, I will also teach you how to use it. So please write it down. Okay, if you want to talk about the C, the cutting edge, your sentence could be, all right, write it down. So through the use of cutting edge technology, now we can print organs using 3D printers that can cater to every person requiring an organ transplant. Okay, so we always thought that cutting edge technology is just smartphone, but because that one is just for our perception, since we are just normal people and we are trying to talk about it based on the teenagers' perspective, right? But however, I mean nowadays the era is in a very modern technology era, and most of the transformation has been made, all right, for the IT industry or also our what's it called? The hospital, our is it called bio? Bio side lah. All right. So now we can even use the 3D printers to print organs and it's useful. All right. So this is something that I think is quite cutting edge. All right. It's not something that we can be done from with the previous level of technology. Okay. So in this kind of situation, you can use cutting edge. But of course, for you, for our angle, while we are trying to answer to the exam, always cutting edge can be like smartphones vs the normal phones. Internet is cutting edge. What else? I think tablet is also sort of cutting edge. All right. So yeah. Now let's move on to the second one. We have our O. All right. So O means off the chain. Very good. So how can you use it in a sentence? You can say the action, right, that action movie was off the chain. Extremely good. Was off the chain. Extremely good. The stunts and special effect were mind-blowing. Okay, that action movie was off the chain. The stunts and special effect were mind-blowing. So good, extremely good. Then we can use this. All right. Moving on to the next one, we have our N. This is necessary. Sorry, not necessary. The one that you say likely not happening. Okay, the not in a month of Sunday. So how can you use this? You can say things like with only RM3 per hour, you will not find anyone to do that job in a month of Sundays. Okay. I'm unsure if you have already tried to get in touch with the market price of part-time jobs or like things your permanent job, things like that. All right, side income stuff. So if only 3 ringgit per hour is considered very, very low. All right, so averagely they have 3 to 8 ringgit per hour. From what I've seen from the nearest restaurant that just opened, they're trying to hire people, hire the what's that called? Their cashier and also their waiter, waitress, stuff like that. They also has already promoted that it's 8 ringgit per hour. So 3 ringgit per hour, of course, definitely not likely able to find anyone. So not find anyone to do that job in a month of Sundays. Okay. So this is a bit difficult, but if you are able to use it, it will be able to show or demonstrate how good is your grammar or your vocabularies lah. Okay, moving on to the next one. We want to say the very thing means the exact thing that you need. Okay, you can say after a long week of school, all right? A full body massage is the very thing to suit my tired body. Okay, so in case you are someone that really likes massage and you felt like it's extremely exhausted, sometimes you just need a relaxed moment. Maybe you would like to go for a body massage. Okay, it's the very thing, the exact thing that you need. All right. Moving on to the next one, we have our fifth one. So this one is each to their own preference. So you can say things like this. I can't believe that anyone actually watches those home shopping TV channels. Okay. Have you seen all that as scenes on TV? All right, that kind of stuff. Right. My mother liked to buy a lot there, but I didn't heard about the brands that is usually being sold in the home shopping TV channels. So sometimes can't believe about it. All right. However, we need to respect everyone's preferences. So I can't believe that anyone actually watches the home shopping TV channels. All right. But each, let's see, change color for you. Each to their own, I guess. All right. So as of now, anything that you would like to ask, or is it too fast? Do you need me to stop for a while before I move on to the next one? Okay, cool. So I'll continue to move on to our sixth one. All right, the sixth one. It's the icing on the cake means extra double happiness. All right, something that it's making it topping up your happiness. So this one you can go with. All right. Oh, sorry, my bad. We need to talk about the necessary evil first because it's E, then we N first. All right. So this one, I can't believe punishing student who play truant. Okay, play truant means spotting, yeah. Play truant is it's a necessary evil. It sets as an example to other students that such act is unacceptable in school. Okay, so hence why most of the time in your school, definitely there will be one rule that if you bunting class, then you will get warning letter or this because it's not acceptable in school in terms of schools undang-undang. All right, moving on to the next one. This is the icing on the cake. Okay, means the better one. So the boat trip was wonderful. Okay. The icing on the cake was seeing someone was seeing some dolphins. So you're already enjoying the boat trip. Some more you're able to see dolphins in real life. Okay, so good. All right, on top of that. better. Next one, we have our 8. So we want to talk about every rose has its thorns, so everything's have the bad side of it as well. All right, so this one you can use for although electronic vehicles, okay, are environmental friendly, the biggest downside is the upfront price. Okay. Currently, 30 to 40% higher than combustion car. So indeed, every rose has its thorn. Everything has its downside as well. Okay. So yeah. So to encourage the people to buy more electronic vehicles, all right, our government actually did some of the things that have done to encourage that lah. So but the fact is still it's 30 to 40% higher than the combustion car price. Okay. Because it's still new, it's advanced technology, and a lot of things need to be considered. All right, we move on to the 9th one. It was a nightmare dressed like a daydream. So this one, she seemed like a perfect dating partner at first, but it turned out that she was a nightmare dressed like a daydream. Okay, so you realize that there's something wrong or there's a lot of red flags on this person. Okay, and we come to the very last one, the T here. All right, you can say things like these waterproofed. Okay, watches are the best thing since sliced bread. I don't have to worry about damaging it with the splash of water anymore. Okay, so this is all the words and the sample sentence for you. So far, so good. Any questions? If you haven't finished copy, just take your time. After this, we will be moving on to our writing for guided writing. But before that, I'll take a break lah. Okay, take a 3 minutes break for you. I need to go and take my water bottle. Meanwhile, you can also go for a toilet break. Then we dive right into essay writing. Okay, but so far, let me just ensure that you're all good for your word map for now. Let me know. Done? Okay. So here, 3 minutes break. But of course, later after I bring my water bottle and after your toilet break, okay, if you think that it's all good, you can move on. Just let me know, then we just resume back right away. Okay, let me pull out my timer. 3 minutes for now first, and I'll move on. Okay, sekejap ya. Slightly. Yes. So let's continue to dive right into our essay writing portion. So now, like what I've mentioned earlier, we will be focusing on our guided writing, which is our paper 2, part 2. But of course, before that, I need to do a quick recap on what is the format or the techniques that we need to use. So paper 2, 2 steps. Okay, paper 2, 2 steps. The first one will need to be how can you analyze the question? And no doubt it's going to be our WTF. The second one is how can you organize your points in your paragraph and also from flow from your sentence to sentence. Okay, so organize this one we will be using the PEE. Right, using the PEE. So this one again, full form, who, topic, format. Then we have our point, elaboration, example, and effect. So effect is usually summary, and for all the further details about the PEE, later when we are trying to write, I will bring you through more lah. Okay, bring you through more. So for now, we need to use the WTF to analyze the question first. Okay, so let's read through the question together. Your class has been discussing the importance of online food ordering service. You have to write an essay about your opinion on this subject. Okay, in your essay, and this is the point that you need to look through and write your essay using all notes and giving reasons for your point of view. So WTF here, the W is representing who, and for guided writing, 98% of the time it's going to be you as a teenager, you as a student, you as a consumer ordering food service. Okay, so your essay, you. Moving on to the next one, topic is always behind the write an essay. So write an essay about, all right, your opinion on this subject. Since they are using the pronoun look back up. So we have the importance of online food ordering service. This is the topic. All right. And the very last one was the format. 98% of the time, your factual essay or your guided writing will have no format because they are going with essay. So format equals to no format, but definitely we will need to follow the flow for this PEE lah. Okay. So for analyzing the question with WTF, checked. Okay, checked. Moving on to the next one. So after we done our analyze part, we will need to go to organize portion. So organize, you will need to organize with the points. All right. See how can you organize the points that is in the question. So you should write about these three. So definitely these three is the points that we need to see how can we flow in our essay. So let's label them as Q1, Q2, Q3, and we need to look into it part by part. All right, but before that, for pointer, what you need to take note of is two things. Okay, two things. The first one, do they need singular? Is there any indication about singular or plural so that you know that how many ideas or how many, I would say, points within that question that you need to deliver in the essay. All right. The second one is going to be your present tense or past tense. All right. In case, is there any portion in the paragraph where you need to write about your experience? So that one is past tense, or it's just all pure factual essays, so can go with present tense. So how can you see the verb form in the sentence in the question? Okay, so let's try to apply this to our questions, the three questions. So what online food ordering service is? Here is means it's singular, it's also present tense. All right. So what online food ordering service is talking about what, you just have to give the definition about it. And since it's just statement, we will be organizing it in your paragraph 1, your introduction. Okay, paragraph 1, your introduction. You know what? Let me put there instead. Paragraph 1. Then we move on to our Q2, how online food ordering service benefits our life. So again, we talk about how. So we need to show the ways or demonstrate the real life examples. Okay, benefits our life. Here we did use benefit with an S, means you need to use more than 2 points, and there is no traces of past tense, so we're gonna go with present tense as well. Okay, and since there's two, most likely we will be putting it into our point, paragraph 2 and paragraph 3. Or if you want to just bring through, you can also see how can you combine them in the same paragraph. It depends. So Janji, it won't look like your introduction is very short. Your paragraph 2 is very lengthy, then paragraph 3 suddenly becomes short. So need to balance out lah. All right, balance out within the paragraph. Okay, then we go with the very last one. So challenges faced by online food ordering service provider. Okay, so this is something that is quite different because I don't think it's the usual essay topic that we have gone through. Yes, they go with online food ordering service. Yes, they go with online delivery service, but challenges. Okay, so challenges means problems. You just state the problems for nowadays, and you talk about the problems. Challenges means at least 2 pointers about the service, food ordering service provider means when you try to give the examples, you need to give from different food provider perspective, or need to at least list out a few food ordering service provider. Okay, so here it demonstrates that 1 point, 2 point, 2 points. So again, this one is also the same. You might need to write it in your paragraph 4 and paragraph 5, or you combine it into one paragraph. Okay, so if you are looking to combine it into one paragraph, means paragraph 1, 2, and 3 only, then likely chances are your paragraph 4 will be your conclusion. So it will be a 4-paragraph essay. However, if you try to break it down like this, so I think in total, you will only go with also 5 paragraphs lah. Okay, so that's how you do this. Hi, Jaden. This is your page 4. Okay, so far so good. Any questions with our how can we analyze the question? Oh, good. Cool. So let's dive right into writing, and also let's discuss the points here. Since we have some more other people, let's discuss together. So first thing first, what online food ordering service is? All right. I haven't given you the definition, but I tried to bring you through already. So to show you how can you use point elaboration example effects in our each paragraph. Hello. Before that, you need to know what are the requirements in each paragraph. Okay, so Jaden, do you have your seminar notes with you? All right, so write it down. For your introduction portion, usually the flow will be going from a hook sentence with your topic, okay, which is your P. We will go to another part to give further elaboration of example, all right? The elaboration or the example of the topic, okay, which is your elaboration or example, right? Then we will try to summarize the idea, which is your effect. And most of the time, if you summarize the idea, belum sampai, okay, then I think since we are doing writing for now, take a piece of paper out, and you can also do screenshotting lah. All right. If there's anything in the middle of discussion, just let me know. Take out a piece of paper. Okay. And also, if you are able to access to the TTC education website, there will be a part where you can actually access to the soft copy one. You can have a check and get the soft copy there. Okay. So yeah. So this is how or what are the things that you need in your first paragraph, your introduction part. All right. So here I've already demonstrated how to start your essay. So ever since the COVID pandemic that took the world by storm at the year of 2019, sorry, pardon me, please write it down. The year of 2019, online food ordering service has become the best thing since sliced bread. All right. Generally, here only we need to go into the definition or tell them what online food ordering is. Okay, but before that, this is just hook. All right, you try to relate your hook sentence with the topic. We talk about online food ordering service, but since when it becomes more, I would say, viral or more practical in our day-to-day life? All right, it's since COVID-19 where it's encouraged. All right, all the that citizen is encouraged not to go and buy food or dine in a restaurant. Right, so this is ever since then. Okay, and try to use some of the good word. Took the world by storm means become trendy. Okay, the food ordering service, this is your topic. I put it in green because here food ordering service, right? So this is your topic. We talk about the topic. All right, best thing since sliced bread means the best invention. Okay, so this is how you do it. So now let's move on to your elaboration and example. Yeah, so generally, how can you do it? Okay, a moment now. Why BI not at 130? It is, but the 130 one is for Mandarin conducted class. This is the English conducted class. Which one would you prefer? Okay, so now let's dive right into the writing. Generally, hopefully this won't be too big. Generally, write it down online. Food ordering service. So if you notice, I actually just write down our Q1 is. Okay. Online food ordering service is, this is your answer to it. So I'm going to change it to orange color because orange color is the point. All right. Is platform. Or application that allow users to browse menu, place order, and pay for food items from restaurant through the internet. Okay, just to double confirm, Jingy and Jaden, have you been trying to order food from, I don't know, like Grab app or Food Panda or the other applications like Shopee Food? You did it, right? Jingy, have you did that before? Okay, so cool. I don't have to show you because I think if you do not have it, I will want to really demonstrate to you. At least you know the process. So usually, of course, we clicked in a restaurant, we browse the menu, we select it, put it into the cart, we pay, then it comes to our home, right? And everything needs internet. So this is how you do it. And this is the definition of to answer your question number one now. Okay, what online food ordering service is. So then we can move on to the next part. So the next part is going to be your summarize the idea. So you see, if you notice, I've already done our hook and topic in our very first part. Okay, hook and topic. We move on to the elaboration or example of the topic. Okay, which also answer to your Q1, all right, Q1. Now summarize the idea. So summarize the idea basically is briefly mention about your Q2 and Q3 so that the reader will able to know when you when they just by just reading your what's it called? Uh introduction, they know that your following essay will write about what. Okay, sorry. So that's that. So summarize the idea, roughly mention about your Q2 and Q3. Right. So here, how can you continue? This is your effect, yeah. All right. So here, the pink color bracket is not necessarily to be written in your essay during the exam, but I strongly suggest you to write it today so that you know how you flow PEEE accordingly. Okay, so this one is the effect. Then we move on to our thesis statement summarizing the idea. So we talk about the importance, right? Benefits because it's important, then the challenges. So undoubtedly, the food ordering services, okay, comes with its, all right, benefits and disbenefits. Okay, so here we summarize it as benefits and disbenefits because benefits is the benefits, how it benefits our life. What means of undoubtedly means undeniably. Okay, you cannot deny the fact that. All right. So disbenefits here, it's about the challenge faced by the service provider. So the disbenefits is towards the service provider. So this is how you summarize it, all right, with your Q2 and Q3 briefly mentioned inside as well. Okay. And also just to highlight to you, so undoubtedly it's our linkers and connector, hence it's pink. All right. So we need to move on to the next portion. We talk about how online food ordering service benefits our life. So Jingy, give me 1 point. Jaden, give me 1 point. Okay. So Jaden, did I answer to your question regarding undoubtedly? What does that mean about? You understand or do you need further explanation? It's convenient. Okay, what else? So when we talk about convenient, this is our ultimate goal or the result. But what about the process? Can you tell me how is it convenient? Because we need to give elaboration or example, right? So yes, convenient can be one thing, but how can you derive or further explain about it, about this idea? Let me just quickly pull it up for you in later for later, right? No idea. Don't need to go out and queue. Very good. And also just with a few clicks of your finger. All right, tap, tap, tap. So everything related to just by using phone, you can just say few taps of finger, things like that. Okay, so let's start off with our point. So for your introduction, point is hook, point is your topic related sentence. But for your upcoming content portion, your point is always your questions. So what is the question? The Q2 is how online food ordering service benefits our life. You can repeat it by using a slightly different words. If possible, try not to write exactly same so that you can demonstrate the vocabularies that you have or you know. Otherwise, all right, you can copy if you really cannot. So let's write this down first. So how online food ordering benefits our life, we talk about the advantages. So you can say the most significant advantage of online food ordering. Before that, let me show you. This one is your Q2. Food ordering is it's very good, chingy convenience. Okay. But after you talk about convenience, this is just point we have to elaborate. So what have we discussed just now is that because it's easy, you don't have to queue outside. You can say with just a few taps on a smartphone. In case you are not using a smartphone, you use computer or laptop, right? You can say, or clicks on a computer. Customer can order. Yeah, okay, you know what? This one in delete. I would like to highlight this just a few tabs because this is more important. Okay, so just a few tabs. You try to further elaborate or explain about the conveniency. All right, customer can order their favorite news such as, try to give some example. Okay, favorite meals, I don't know. You tell me. I think what we usually eat, I don't know, such as McDonald's. All right, McDonald's or other, all right, cuisines. From the comfort of their homes or offices. Okay, Starbucks, you can write that a few lah, just write a few. So elaboration, few tabs. Example, give the McDonald's or cuisines things. All right. Of course, the another keyword is from the comfort of their homes or offices. Okay. McDonald's cannot write abbreviation, cannot because this is factual essay. It's meant to be formal language. So cannot use short form, cannot use abbreviation. All right. And the very last one, the effect here, you can say this eliminates the needs to travel to restaurants, wait in long queues, or deal with busy phone lines. Do you guys still remember when we have an era of we need to try to call Domino Pizza or Pizza Hut through phone calls and you have to wait a bit. Sometimes you have to change a few phones. Or have you ever experienced that particular era or just me? Now I just have to click. And then in the Grab, there's a status showing me that, okay, the rider is picking up my phone or like the restaurant is preparing my food. So it's all very convenient, very transparent, not just like just waiting on a hotline and very fun because if your pronunciation or not whatnot is not correct, then you need to keep on communicate with the one that is at the other side of the phone line as well. So this is something that is quite hectic. I would say that has been eliminated since the invention of this kind of online food services. Okay. So this is one of the point. Definitely because we need to say benefits our life. All right. If possible, try to give 1 point. But for time constraint manner, all right, I wouldn't go through one more for you. I'll just leave it here to show you how can you flow the essay. Eventually, you can try to work it out yourself. So I'm going to blank it out here. Let's move on to the third one. Okay, our Q3. Again, same thing. PEE will be able to help you to flow your essay accordingly. All right, so here, because we want to talk about the challenge, all right, so here you can use the subordinate clause, all right, that is related to in contrast, means however. All right, before that, let me just plonk out the PEE for you first. Okay, so first we got the pointer again, as usual. Talk about the question first. So this is your Q3. Okay, Q3, however, online food ordering services, okay, does pose challenges to the service providers. Okay, then we have to explain what do you mean about it. You can say, because it's challenges, we need to give at least one. Again, you can use things like sequence related ones. So first and foremost, for one, or you can say primarily. All right, primarily. Okay. Before I give you the points, like let's discuss what do you think is not that good for online food grab? I mean, using the grab as compared to you dine in a restaurant, or you cook yourself, or you tap out yourself. Okay, you know what? Let's not compare with Tapao, because technically Grab is Tapao, just other people Tapao for you, right? So what is the most significant difference that you can taste or that you can experience for between, eating Grab food service, eating food delivery service, vs dine in the restaurant, or you cook yourself? Jingy Jaden, what's the difference? I'm not asking you to choose. What's the difference? Has a risk that the food might spill out. Can, that one is the challenge. All right, bole. Mm. Which will eventually lead to what? Because this is the challenge for food ordering service provider. Bole, spill food is part of it. Okay, so why the food service providers will afraid of the risk of the food getting spilled out? Because it will affect what? The food became warmed. Nah, no. Oh, if you want to say that, okay, you need to try to find a more proper manner to frame it out. All right, but let's target one by one. Okay, I will leverage with Jaden one as one of the challenge. I will leverage with Jingyi one with one of the challenge. So Jaden, for Jingyi one first thing first is talking about the food spill out. So what is the consequence or the bad consequence that the food service provider will be facing if eventually the food really spill out during the process of logistic? Brainy exercise. I wouldn't say food become warm. Food taste different as compared to it. Okay, so your answer should be things like that. So primarily, let's go with the food first because we are consumer, all right? And when we try to order food, of course, our priority will, okay, wait a bit longer, can accept lah. But the food have to be very delicious. So here we talk about the deliciousness of the food, which is the Jaden's pointer. So you can say primarily the food quality. Okay, the food quality may be mungkin may be compromised. use some linkers since. Okay. Food order online is usually kept in plastic food container. All right. So we continue. So here I'm trying to demonstrate to you that the example is actually able to be combined with the elaboration together in one sentence by leveraging all the words, all right, that is in B2 level. So we use may, okay, your good advanced model verb. We used since, all right, the subordinate clause of linkers and connectors. We try to use which, okay. So here keywords also for your grammar, which. Can affect the taste and presentation of the food item upon arrival. Okay, this is the challenge faced by food ordering service provider. So maybe some of the rating, okay, might become bad when the I don't know, consumer have a very high expectation, like why your food is not just same as the picture that you have shown in the online app. Okay, why is it that one so nice, this one so ugly? I mean, sometimes it's not their problem, is because of the delivery service, the logistic problem, right? So through Tapao, it might change a bit of the form. Okay, so this is one. All right. Then we move on to the next one. Okay, you can say another factor. All right. So here you are trying to go into elaboration number 2 because we are trying to give in 2 pointers in one paragraph. So elaboration number 2. This one is elaboration number 1. This one is example number 1. Another factor that restaurant owners have to deal with, okay, is this is related to Jingy's Jingy's point. So is logistical challenges. All right, logistical challenges. We give the example number 2 here. Use the word such as or like. Just now we already used such as, we use like here. So like traffic congestion, inclement weather. So you unforeseen extreme weather or sudden change of weather. All right. Delivery shortages. All right. Picked up the wrong one. Maybe it's broke up. Yes. Spill out thing. Okay. Delivery shortages or even food. Food. All right. Being spilled out from its container. Okay. So we come to the effects here. So therefore, means eventually, okay? Therefore, these two factors, okay, these two factors can inevitably, inevitable means cannot, what do I say? Cannot stop, all right? Cannot stop the impact on the customers' satisfaction impact. Okay, this is your point. So customer satisfaction, and reputation of the restaurant. All right, delay. Yes, delay is in our this portion. Traffic congestion plus inclement weather. Suddenly, all right, rainy day, then your rider have to drive extra carefully, then cause a delay. All right, delivery shortages. Okay, you eventually ordered spicy chicken McDeluxe plus, I don't know, like apple pie, but they only give you spicy chicken McDeluxe. Okay, so all this will actually cost an impact, all right, on the customer satisfactions, because they're like, this is not what I ordered, all right, or why is it so slow? I'm hungry, hence I ordered the food. Why are you so slow? All right, or things like that. Okay, why is it being spilled out? How can I still eat it? Things like that. So this will be causing the satisfaction and reputation of the restaurant. So you need to be very careful. Since we talk about the challenge by online food service provider, do not write in the angle where you are the consumer. You change to another angle. Imagine that if you are the food restaurant owner, okay? So this one, try to write in a proper manner. I help you to transform into the logistical challenge, all right? Logistical challenge. And also another one is our food quality. Okay, this is our food quality. I should have highlighted the word food quality instead of the maybe compromise. So sekejap. Okay. I want more chili sauce, but just give you two. That one I think is the restaurant problem. Is it McDonald's? They always put only just 2 or 3. Not enough. They're not enough because they have so many delivery service. Okay. So anyone have any questions for this part before I move on to the conclusion portion? All right. Sometimes there are people just didn't notice and they go by default to chili sauce. Okay, so Jiggy, any problem? Jada, any problem? Have you done copying down or write down the flow or the content? Okay, so 3 have done. So now Q1, Q2, Q3 all done. Let's move on to our conclusion. Of course, your conclusion can start with all in all. Other than all in all, what are the others word that we can use? Let us just try to explore all this. So all in all, what else? All in all. In summary, very good. What else? What else? What are the linkers or the connector, the phrase that you can use to indicate that it's already conclusion? Jingy, Jaden? In a nutshell, very good. What else? In conclusion, boleh. That one is more direct. In conclusion. All right. I think this should be sufficient for you. For in summary, in a nutshell, in conclusion, all in all. Okay. In a word, boleh. All right. Very good. In a word. In the final analysis, I think that one okay. Okay also. But I think that one is a bit slightly lengthy already. Keep it short. All right. So that's very good. So now let's move on to the next one. All in all. All right, let me write down. So we have to repeat. Sorry, before that, let me just write down the requirements for you. I think it's easier to show you that. So again, here, conclusion, first word, okay, you will need to have your topic. You need to re-emphasize on your topic. So this is your point. Then you need to move into a summary. Summary. So here is about your elaboration or your example. And then the very last one, okay, is just like a conclusion. This is statement of the effect. Okay, or sometimes they will just stop at summary because eventually when you do summary, it's sort of like the conclusion already. So it means that your elaboration, example, and effects may be combined in a few sentences together. Okay, But the first word is definitely, the first sentence is definitely indicating the topic first. All right. So all in all, and we call repeat again, online food ordering service. Okay. You can say have revolutionized. All right. Java. Has revolutionized, okay, the way people dine. All right. Offering unparalleled. Here, unparalleled means uncomparable. Can I use does? Can't, but it's at the very end of your sentence. Your effect portion can use does. Does, therefore, boleh, but after that. Okay, so offering unparalleled convenience. Okay, convenience. Then this is your Q1 talking about your what is online food service, and then your Q2, the convenience, the benefits. Then we have to summarize, also briefly mention about your Q3 as well. So here, however, okay, they also faced a myriad of challenges. Okay, myriad means a lot of, abundant of. Okay, it can be similar to a variety of. All right, myriad, a variety of. Okay, challenges, including just now we mentioned about delivery logistics. Okay, so continue to use linkers and connectors to connect you from flow to flow. So despite the obstacle, the future of online food ordering remains promising. Why? Because promising, because of course the demand of using it is more and more, where people tend to be get used to all this very convenient kind of lifestyle. So they do not want to travel around just to get food. It is wasting their time. So just a few clicks of your phone or your computer, you can just do other stuff while waiting for the food to arrive, then you eat. So this is why people no longer like to dine in, or no longer like to do cooking then lagi wasting time because you have to prep food still. So this is remain promising because the demand is high. All right. So driven by, write it down. So driven by evolving consumer preferences and advancement in digital technology. Okay. All these are the extra words that you can use. All right. So later, before we dive right into paper one analysis, right? I will go through this whole essay again and try to highlight or mark down the words that is quite good that we have used, the rare lexicons or the good lexicons that we have used. And I will explain to you again on the different color that we have used here. What does that mean? All right, so you know, all this is just to indicate that we are actually following the criteria of answering the essay based on our B1 level, sorry, B2, B1 level, B2 level, sorry. Okay, so that's that. So far, so good. Any questions? And also, if you have done, raise your hand so that I know that you have already finished copying. I can move on to bring you through and check once more on the good lexicons. Okay, boleh, Jeannie. What about Jaden? Suda, nice one. Okay, let's come with here. The very first paragraph I already give you took the world by storm. Again, this is about trending. All right. Become viral very quickly. Sorry, what? Wait, you want here? Wait, what? You want to copy down here? Oh, the first. Okay, can. Or can you just take a screenshot? It's faster. All right, later you can copy down yourself. Because then I can move on to our paper one. And if you're done paper one with still some time, I can actually bring you through on try one of the section of the paper one before we dismiss the class. Okay, so you done now. Okay, cool. So took the world by storm means become viral or become trendy very fast. Become the best thing since sliced bread means the best invention or a very good invention, at least in your opinion it is. Okay, moving on to the next one. We talk about benefits and disadvantages means pro and cons, advantages and disadvantages. All right, the good and bad, same thing. All right. We move on to our second paragraph. Significance means the most important or the most obvious. All right. Advantage of online food ordering service. Here, I don't think there's any words that is very hard. Perhaps eliminate, try to use word like this. All right, instead of just reduce. Okay. So here, this is for your both paragraph 1 and 2. We have already looked into the good lexicons. Okay, so count down in 5 seconds. I'm going to move on to our paragraph 4 and also the last paragraph here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So we move on to our fourth paragraph here. The good words is post challenges. All right. You can use word like compromised. You can use word like congestions. Do not say traffic jammed, but traffic congestions. Inclement weather, unexpected kind of weather situation. All right. Inevitable means cannot stop the impact. All right, or you cannot change the impact. All right, satisfaction, reputation, I think okay lah. Then you have revolutionized. All right, unparalleled convenience means uncomparable, means very good lah. Okay, a myriad of challenges. Okay, obstacles. Do not just keep on using challenge. Change another word. All right. Then we also have I think the others okay lah. Evolving means evolution. All right. Advancement or good. Okay. So far so good. Any questions before I move on to our paper one? All good. Any questions? No. I think Jingy also all good, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is how you do it. All right, let's move on to our paper one. Before that, just want to check with you. Sorry, I think there's an error with the QR code. So if you really cannot scan it, because I have some feedback from a student that they cannot scan the QR code, please go back to the TTC official website and then try to find the answer or the soft copies. What's it called? The drive, the folder. Then you eventually get the answer there lah. If there's anything, all right, if you still cannot, text me. Okay, text me, yeah. My phone number 011. All right. Anyhow, let's go into part by part. Each section, total of 5 sections of paper 1. I'll tell you what it will be looking like and what are the tips and tricks that you need to ensure or take note of while you're answering that particular sections. But before that, do you want to take a break? I can give you a 3 minutes break for toilet or for drinking your water. Of course, not drinking alcohol. Okay. Jingy, take a break. 3 minutes. All right. I scared later you all want to sleep already because we have been doing the brainstorm just now. You go print out. Ah, boleh also. Can. 3 minutes. Then once you all are just ready, just raise your hand lah. Okay, then after you come back, you just raise hand. Let's go. I'll just be waiting here because I have my water ready. Okay, so later will be quite fast. Only when we have extra time, I'll bring you through to do one together. Otherwise, after discussing everything, if got extra time but not a lot, I'll let you go. All right. Page 5 until I'll be bringing you through until the very last page, which is the page 18. Okay, but I will not bring you through to do together. I just bring you through to each section, explain to you what kind of question it will look like in case you are a bit worried and you want to confirm again, just to recap with you, because I don't think this is a stranger for you. Then the tips and tricks that you can use for that particular section. That's all. All right. Why don't you print out the whole thing? Right, less than 1 minute. If you are ready and you are in front of the screen already, raise your hand. Okay. Then I guess we just have to wait for Jaden a bit more. Right on your iPad. Okay, cool. So shall we resume back our part paper 1 discussion on the techniques, answering techniques? All good, everybody? Time is up. All right. Shall we? Shall we? So Jaden, all good to move on as well, yeah? Okay, cool. So question number 1 till your question number 8 is actually your multiple choice question part. All right, multiple choice question part. And it is based on given stimuli. So the stimuli here is different material. It can be a news, it can be an article, it can be a poster. All right, so there will be different one. I believe you are no stranger for that, but anyhow, all of them have the similarity where it's with a bunch of words. You need to read the words to understand what is it about, and you have to check with the question and see what is it required from you or what are the things that you need to confirm. Okay, so here is my small tips and tricks. So study the information carefully and choose the best answer for ABC. In order to choose this, all right, you will need to use elimination method. So what's elimination method? Okay, do not just look through and then you find the similar words in your the stimuli. Then you can say, okay, this is the best answer, because there's always traps inside. All right, you need to read through and then read carefully and just eliminate or ditch out the most impossible question or the answer first. All right, then most of the time there will be two that is quite similar or seems like both are answers one. You choose the one with the more accurate details. Okay, choose the one with more accurate details. Sometimes, sampai only one word, right, can change the whole situation. All right. For example, this writing center one. Beginners lessons start at 3 p.m. Please visit the front desk 20 minutes before class to pick up writing equipments. Okay, so this one is like a notice lah. All right. So the notice say that, training is from 3 to 20 past 3. Okay. B, you must collect something at the front desk first. C, beginners can buy equipment from the front desk. So which one do you think is the answer? Okay, Jaden says it's B. What about Jing Yi? What's your answer for this? And why? Give me the proof. Okay, do not just say because I feel like it. Because it's smoother. I have students telling that. I was like, do not use your instinct, please. Sometimes, yes, you may what do I mention about this? You may able to trust your instinct, but for now, of course, we try to use method like elimination method to answer to it. So Jingy, what is your answer for this? And why? C? Okay, let's see. The answer is actually B. But why is this? All right. So I would not see A since you all choose between B and C. Let's see why C will not be the answer. Beginners, okay? Beginners can buy equipment from the front desk. All right. They did not mention that only beginner buy, okay? It's just saying that the front desk is to pick up riding equipment. Yes. So the words here, although they use front desk, but the problem is buy is not mentioned. Okay. However, when you talk about pick up, it is adhering to your collect. So other than the words inside, you need to be very careful of the choice of word used as well. Okay, so yes. And this one, 3 to 20 past 3, there's no thing such thing. Just say that start at 3, that did not mention about the 3:20. Okay. This is the 20 minutes before class. So the 20 minutes here also doesn't actually related to the 20 past 3 about the training. Okay. So this is how you should try to use elimination method first, then the best answer will stay. So this is for your MCQ. So far, so good. If it's all good, I will move on to the next portion. All right, move on to the next portion for our part 2, which is our rational clause portion. Okay, count down in 5 seconds, then we move on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Oh, before that, just in case you forget, do not forget to mark your answer on the answer sheet. I do have students forget about it. Then last minute, when they are trying to rush that accidentally, all right, what have been answered in the question sheet, all right, it's not the same, not aligned with what has been marked in the answer sheet, then die. All right, please manage your time wisely. If possible, just, answer the answer sheet first, then you check once more, everything like that. Okay, be extra careful. Do not just like, really, man? Got people do things like that, man. Yes, careless mistakes happens, all right, and it will help you to lose a lot of marks. Okay, so now we move on to part 2. Part 2 is your rational clause. Rational clause. Rational clause is like AKA your error correction in your lower form. Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, we do have like a passage where they bolded one word and ask you to correct it, right? But because you are in Form 4 now, upper level, of course, it will be more challenging. So the difference is that now they will give you multiple choice questions and you need to find among the options given which is the best to fit in or which one is the most appropriate one for the particular word. Okay, so here usually they will put either the similar words or similar spelling, similar meaning words or similar spelling words. So this one I cannot teach you a lot because it's all grammar knowledge. So you need to read more, study more, practice more. All right, encounter more. All right, listen to more podcasts or things like that. Expose yourself more to the correct grammar related materials and only you know how to do it. All right, but of course, definitely this grammar, vocabularies lah. Okay, so here you will need to read and choose the best word and also circle correct letter. That's all. All right, rational clause. Now let's move on to the next one. Next one is going to be your long text. Okay, long text. So this one also a bit challenge for some students because teacher, I do not know. After I finish reading, when I want to answer to it, I forgot about the story or I forgot about the paragraph again. Okay, so my tips for this, all right, for your long text are, try to go with this sequence instead. All right, you read question first, and then only you try to lock down or identify the keywords. Then only you go to read the passage. And eventually from the passage, try to also find keywords. And the very last one, do not forget to use elimination method as well. All right, because elimination method is the safest method for you to ensure your multiple choice question will be correct. Dish out the most impossible first, and then you try to analyze between those that you have left. Okay, so this is to read extract article. All right, choose the correct answer. Circle correct letter if possible with this sequence. All right, because you use highlighter to mark down. That one is good also. Okay, because it's too lengthy. All right, sometimes after you finish reading, it's also understandable that you are not able to just register everything in your brain. Then you have to answer already. Then you have to go back and read again. So this is actually like double time. All right, take up double time. For exam, this is not the most, I would say, most recommended way of doing it, because then we are trying to compete with the time as well. Right, we need to, if possible, try to answer it as soon as you can so that you can double check, triple check, and ensure that all that you have done is correct and all good, right? So good. The most suggested method for me is to read the question first, lock down keywords in the question, then read passage, find keywords, then use elimination method and see which one is the best answer again. Okay, so this is your part 3. Now let's move on to our gap text after 5 seconds. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, so I won't go through everything. Let's see our gap text portion. So gap text, all right, they will give you an article. You need to read an article. And usually there will be 6 sentences being extracted from the article. This is your weakness. Let me tell you what's the tips and tricks. Okay, so among it, right, the 6 sentences, among the options given, there will extra 2 more trap questions for you. So although it's only 6 gapped, they will actually put 8 options for you. So this is why students might confuse. All right. Then the very last one. All right. Is it 6 or 8? 6. Okay. And then you need to find which one is the best one. So my suggestions is, the first thing first, you have to look into the before and after of the gap. What does that mean? All right. You need to read through and identify what is in the sentence before and also what is in the sentence after the gap. Then again, it's about finding the keywords. And most of the time, the keywords here is related to your pronoun and antecedent. Okay, what is pronoun? What is antecedent? Pronoun is your kata ganti 代词. Antecedent is the 主语, or we will say kata nama. Okay, the main part, the main subject. So most of the time, because it's in an article and the flow of it will be very similar to PEE, they will give point first, then they will elaborate a bit, then it will eventually it comes to a summary. Then only they leave and move on to the next paragraph. Okay, so there will be relation from each sentence, from one sentence flowing to another one. And what are the relation? The pronoun and antecedent. Okay, if it's not pronoun or antecedent, you can also find, all right, similar words. Similar words. All right, then you will be able to know how relatable the sentence be as to the before or the after sentence. Okay, because it is impossible that the sentence that has been extracted out is totally no relation with your gap text one. Okay, because despite any place that is being placed, your first sentence, your middle part, or your end part, is always from one point to another point, right? So those that is not related one definitely will not be your answer. Okay, then you will left with a few options that is very similar. You try to find the one that with the most relation first. Okay, then you put it in, and do not forget, after you complete everything, you read again to check the flow. You read again to check the flow, because undeniably, right, sometimes if it's factual essay, all right, for content portion, maybe it's because there is too similar benefits factor. All right, then they will write benefit 1, okay, advantage 1, advantage 2. So of course, both is still in the category of advantage. Then what it will be written will be very similar. So how can you identify which is the best answer? See which one has more as compared to another one. Then after you read, then you will eventually feel, is it flowing correctly, or do I need to terbalik? Because most of the time students have problem because you already there, you scoop down to the correct area already. But in terms of the sequence wise, you actually exchange or terbalik with the previous or the after paragraph. So this is why. So after you do all this analysis, you have to read again to check. Okay, a lot of students did not do this last part and it's like, okay lah, I finished analyzing, let's move on. Then maybe there will be the problem there lah. Okay, so let's try the first one here. This is to leave or not to leave, talking about leaving something. All right, so let's look at, this is the gap, the before and the after part. Right, so turning 18 doesn't magically provide you with adult life skill or make responsibility easier to deal with. It means you can vote, get married, open bank account, drive a car, sign contract whether you are mature enough to do so or not. Blanco, being an adult is less about your age and more about what to do with your life. All right, more about what to do with your life. So for this one, we need to check and see. Okay, we need to check and see what's the answer for this. So, but keywords here is definitely first thing first, talking about adultinghood. All right, and then here adult again. So keywords from your before and after, mature. All right, adult. Then it's about doing something. Okay, so by finding these keywords in your options means that it might likely be the answer. So among these 8 questions here, 8 options here, which one do you think is the best one to fit into your page 20, your question 27? We go through one by one. The first one, all right, a recent magazine. We did not talk about any magazine just now. Okay, so definitely this one is already considered tak boleh. And they talk about like 3 million, 5 million, all this numbering, tak boleh. B, not everyone content to live under parents' roof, they are 30s or 40s. So we didn't talk about parents, we didn't talk about 30s, 40s. C, some can't afford to live independently, unemployed, or don't earn enough to do so. All right, so this one, living independently is not something that we discussed. So this is not correct. All right. D, whatever you choose to do, living away from the protection of a mom, dad. Okay, new skill. This one got new skill, maybe boleh. All right, this one talk about do, maybe boleh. We left here first. Despite having a good job, man refused to leave, demands his clothes. This is talking about a particular man already, and it's not in our introduction. Surely Molly is missing out. Who's the Molly? It's not in our introduction. The truth is you can start being adult long before then or long after. This one, we have the keywords of adult, maybe likely able to do so. Jaden said this is the answer. And the very last one, families having issue, young children refuse leave home. We didn't talk about this. So among your among your donkey and G, which one will be the better one? Okay, which one will be the better one? Let's check out. Where am I? Oh, okay, here, options. So let me go back up. Just have to put it in and try to answer it. Very good, Jingy. Okay, so what's surprising now happened in, sorry, this is another one. So matured to do so. The truth is, you can start being an adult long before then or long after. Being an adult is less. See, so it flows correctly. But if you put that, okay, whether you are mature enough to do so or not, and then you say whatever you choose to do, sorry, where is it? New skill, then being adult. So although here got skill, but it doesn't flow correctly, so the best answer is G, yes. So this is how you try to do it. Again, all right, all these, while you're finding keywords here, because it's multiple choice, elimination method will be the best. All right, elimination method will be the best. So this is for your part 4. Now let's move on to our very last part of your paper 1. Okay, Yes. Okay. So although it will be wait, I wouldn't say wasting, spending a bit more time. All right. It's better to do so rather than you lose the mark. What if the paper one marks, okay, you lose a few. Then writing part, that one we cannot control a lot, right? Because it's based on your understanding, your grammar or your content portion. All right. What if you are almost B plus or you're almost A minus, but just because of that few marks that you can actually get from your paper one. Right, we have to aim it, so try to be extra careful with that. Okay, yes. So we want to avoid mistakes. We do not want mistakes or careless. Okay, so let's move on to the very last one, especially all these multiple choice questions, or the answer is always in the material. All right, as compared to paper two, you need to think about it yourself. So that one is a bit more challenging. So why not try to score for your paper one? Okay, all right. Next one, the very last part, part five. So part five is actually your short answer plus matching. It's very, very similar, sorry, or information transfer plus matching. It's very similar to your lower form information transfer and the short answer, but it's a mixture of it. Okay, where now you will need to answer it based on, okay, just statement. Instead of trying to answer it with no more than 3 words or no more than 5 words, you now have statements, okay? And you will need to refer to the statement and then you need to see which one is correct. All right, which paragraph is it referring to? So I would say consider easier, but the challenge part is they might use different words again. Okay? The harder one might be this part. You need to choose no more than 1 words. Okay? Choose no more than 1 words to put into it. All right. But I think the fortunate side is because most of the time they will try to use a very similar kind of sentence to prompt you so that you know that where is it exactly from the paragraph. Okay, so for this, my tips is, again, read question first, then log keywords. All right. Secondly, go to your passage or paragraph, then find keywords. And the very last one, answer accordingly. All right. Is the last part. You identify the wrong word, is it? So we have to be extra careful. Yep. Again, short answer one. I think this one is also very similar to rational clause where you will need to know what is the meaning of the word. So it's all about doing more practice. All right. Have more exposure towards the grammar or the English language kind of knowledge lah. So vocabulary, all that is just about doing more, know more, understand better, then you will eventually score or master this part. All right, so this is all for our paper one. Okay, so after the paper one, I just want to quickly bring you through quickly bring you through the paper two. Okay, just to show you and check with you do not forget that you will need to use the first step WTF. This is paper one, paper two, part one. So if you have attended my normal class, then you will know that your framework will not be PEE, but instead the ET3PEHA. Okay, ET3PEHA. Yeah. Jaden, have you attended any TTC English teachers course? This is not vulgar word, definitely. This is who topic format. Okay, who topic format. It's better for you to analyze the question. We have actually applied that in our guided writing as well. Suddenly you cannot brain all right, and this is the framework. Instead of PEE, we use ET3PEHA, and ET is for your opening, 3PE, 3.3 elaboration for your content, HA is for your closing. All right, I will not go through because I think we have go through enough in our normal class. Okay. And for your email, since this is email format, your tool is the email address of the receiver. Your subject is the topic. Okay, and do not forget to title case it. title case. What does that mean? For example, all right, this one is talking about, let me see, what should I ask? Go to shops. How would I know? So this one, not familiar with mobile phones. So you can say suggestion. On buying a new phone. So if you notice S, B, and P, it's in capital. All right. If you want to join the tuition class, who can you inform? You can contact the branch that is nearest to you. All right. Which area are you in? So this one is the suggestions on buying a new phone. Okay, title case it. This is for how you answer your paper 2. Okay. You can go to the TTC official website and see where which branches that we have that is closest to you. Then you can register to it lah. But if you would like to attend physical class, chances are you will need to join the particular tuition teacher that is in that particular branch. If it's online, then I think you can choose teacher. But anything you can just reach out to a certain branch, then you see how it goes lah. Okay. Anything you can also text me at the site lah. Boleh ya? So this is for your paper 2 part 1. Now let's move on to our paper 2 part 2. So paper 2 part 2 is guided writing. This one we're already done. I'll skip this. All right, paper 2 part 3. This is your extended writing. And something that I did not mention earlier that you should have already known is that for your paper 2 part 1, within 80 words or do not go more than 100 words will do. Paper 2 part 2, your guided writing within 125 till 150 words. All right, spare more time for your extended writing because this need you to do it in 200 and until 250 words. Okay, so if you spend too much time writing your paper 2 part 1 or paper 2 part 2 and you try to exceed the words, all right, although it doesn't really in SPM level, it doesn't really affect your marks if you go exceed or go beyond a lot of words, right? It's just that it will affect your time to complete this extended writing portion. So everything we try to strike a balance will do. All right, then let's move on to this one. I actually intentionally, I know the time might not be sufficient for us, so I actually already try to list down for you lah. So like what I've mentioned earlier just now, this part we have 3 portions. So question 3 is actually your formatted essay. So what kind of format they will have? Usually it's going to be article, report, what else? Review, all right? So these are the things that might happen in your question 3, and this one is article. So articles format is always just the title, and do not forget title means you need the title case, the capital letter for the each first words, right? The initial, all right? Then you have to write by your name, the author's name. Okay, how long do you need to allocate for these 3 questions? All right, if you ask me 30 minutes for this part, all right, 30 minutes for this part. You only have one, let me see, for your very first page, okay, I actually have put in your writing have 1 hour and 30 minutes. So if possible, you know what? If possible, 15 minutes for your paper 2 part 1, 30 minutes for your paper 2 part 2, then the remaining one, I think it's 45 minutes or 30 minutes paper 2 part 3. Because I actually also try to reduce the time that you want to do brainstorm or the framework. So you also need to jaga lah. But at least 30 minutes write down 200 to 250 words, not easy. Okay, so yeah, that's that. That's for your article. Then we move on to our question 4 already. So question 4 here, we got formatted essay, right? So report again. So report is you need to write to, from, date. So this to is to certain people. Since report might be your school or your or a company, we need to be very formal, right? After writing the name that you want to give, the name of the person that you need to give, you need to write the title, the position of it as well. Right? Then the from here is your name, your position, the date, okay? Do not forget the title in the middle, and then at the end of the day, you have to write reported by, you sign off, okay? Write the title. Then only your full name, things like that, okay? All these, all right, in detail, please refer back to your school teacher, or you can also try to do it yourself by looking at all the SPM related model paper, or just in our class we always emphasize all this lah. Okay, but since now we already passed the time, I just want to quickly go through. Oh yeah, and the very last one here. Question 5 always is story. It's just that is the story able to let you to have the flexibility to form from the introduction part until the ending, or do you need to form it based on a beginning of the sentence like this? Okay, so this one is narrative writing. We have a booster class on this especially. So if you're interested in Karana class or things like that, all right, reach out to our reception of the nearest branch that you have. Okay, and for normal student, I think this one is no stranger for you all already. Okay, so this is how I analyze the whole paper 1 and paper 2 for model paper. Hopefully this helps you to clarify a bit on what are the things, tips and tricks that you need to understand. And for our team of science and technology, what are the words that you can use? How can you form or brainstorm on the certain, what is that called? The certain content while you are doing your guided writing. Okay, so that's all for today. Any questions before I dismiss the class? No questions? All good? All right. So thank you for your time once again. All right. Thank you for spending the time with me in the weekend. I hope that you can pass all your exam with flying colors, or you read or you revise. All right. Will eventually be part of the questions. That's good. Okay. Goodbye. Good luck. Bye bye. See you again in the future in our normal class. Thank you.